A special military operation that was supposed to be resolved quickly turned into a war. Many people are pessimistic about Russia's expectation of final victory, and even think that Putin's political future may end because of this war. However, what is the result? We still don't know. For the time being, no American politicians have expressed their views on this possible bad situation. However, from Zelensky, journalists have pried out a lot of valuable information. A few days ago, when Zelensky was interviewed, reporters kept asking him a question that hit the core: if Ukraine is finally defeated in this war, what will happen to Ukraine? What will happen to you? Zelensky cannot escape such a question. But after all, as a politician and former famous comedian, Zelensky chose to answer this question from one side: Ukraine will not be defeated. We will win in the end. If we cannot win the war on our own, then the United States and its allies will engage in direct military intervention. This is the consistent and firm support of the Western countries for Ukraine. In fact, this war has been going on for more than a year. Whether it is Ukraine or Russia, there is a kind of war weariness in both countries. Russia cannot defeat Ukraine in the short term, nor can Ukraine completely drive the Russian army out of its territory. However, Zelensky is clearly full of confidence. Because he said in front of the camera that Ukraine will not be defeated and will definitely win in the end. Is Zelensky lying to us? In fact, no matter who is put in Zelensky's position, he will answer this sharp question raised by domestic reporters. If Zelensky said we may lose or I don't know if we can win, this will undoubtedly greatly damage the morale of the Ukrainian army. Zelensky's answer is also very skillful. He not only answered the reporter's question, but also crazily hinted at the Western countries headed by the United States. It is by no means impossible for the US and NATO to enter the war. If Putin wins, the momentum of NATO's eastward expansion will be blocked. If Putin wants to continue to annex Ukraine, or support a new pro-Russian regime, the United States cannot ignore it. At this time, it is basically impossible for the United States and NATO not to intervene militarily. To enter the war will cause casualties. As the casualties of the US military increase, American politicians will face greater pressure from the public. The incumbent president will also be fiercely attacked by the opposition. The American people also see clearly the tricks of American politicians. If this war can bring a lot of benefits to the United States, then the voice of opposition will be very weak. If this war has caused a lot of casualties to the United States, and it will not even bring any benefits to the United States in the end, then these American politicians will definitely not get the support of mainstream American public opinion. So how can we avoid American casualties and help Ukraine win the war? Zelensky's answer is implying the United States. You don't want to send troops to fight, then provide military and financial support. Therefore, Zelensky's answer is implying that Western countries should increase their aid. War is very expensive. However, as long as Western countries provide sufficient financial support, it doesn't matter how much Zelensky's army loses. Ukraine is defending its own country. In other words, Ukraine is an agent of the United States and NATO. If Ukraine loses, then the US and NATO lose. After that, if the United States wants to cultivate another agent like Ukraine to continue to fight against Russia, no country is willing to be such an agent. If Russia wins, Putin's prestige will continue to grow. Therefore, in the foreseeable future, if a truce cannot be negotiated between Russia and Ukraine, then the United States will only increase its support for Ukraine.